Hey guys, so at this point you should have your VMware set up, your virtualized environment, you should have Kali Linux loaded up and working, you should have damn vulnerable web application up and running, and now we're going to get you set up with WebGoat. WebGoat is the other vulnerability app that we're going to be focused on today. So what we're going to do is I had to do some testing before I made a live video on this, so I had to download a couple of things. So we're going to get rid of those, okay? So let's start off by trying to download it. We're going to do this through, a lot of it is going to be through the Windows type of environment. So no hard coding for you guys this time, just a little bit. We're going to run one Java function, but it won't be too bad. So WebGoat, it is created by OWASP, and if you don't know who OWASP is, you should learn about them. OWASP is a body that every year they release a bulletin where they list the top 10 web application vulnerabilities that they're seeing around the world. So as a pen tester, this was our Bible of where we want to focus our efforts, because these are the type of things that are most vulnerable and most likely being gone after. So definitely look into OWASP. So OWASP has created this thing called WebGoat, right? So what we're going to do is you're going to do a quick search on WebGoat GitHub. I believe that's what I had done here. Yes, so I did WebGoat space GitHub, and that brings me over here. I'm going to hit the 15 releases, and they make two different things. They make something called WebGoat, and they make something else which they're calling well, it'll show up. I'll show you. It's called God, why am I not remembering this? Oh, WebWolf. That's a whole different one. So what we're gonna do is once you come to this web page, you want to download the jar file, which is the Java file. And this one is actually pretty easy to set up compared to what we had done for the damn vulnerable web application. So we're going to do a quick download of this. It'll take about 50 seconds. It is fairly quick. So once this thing gets downloaded, I'll show you the next steps here. There we go. We're going to just save it. You know, one thing I don't like about this environment is that, or maybe I just haven't figured it out, but everything gets saved to the download folder. I mean, in my world, I would want everything saved directly to the desktop or something just for easy access, but whatever. Like, look at all the benefit you get out of it, right? So up here, you'll see there's less than a minute left. This will go fairly quickly, and while it's doing that, let's go and get prepped here. 16 seconds left. So we're going to go over to the download folder, and it's being downloaded again. So well, no, it's being downloaded now. So here's the partial download here. So when it finishes doing that, there we go. Okay, so first and foremost, let's get it out of here and let's put it on our desktop. Okay, now again, just so we don't have to go and do all this extra typing later, we're going to simplify it. I'm going to right click, rename it, and we're going to call it WebGoat. Okay, I got rid of the server and the 8.00 because when we're doing the jar command later, it's less typing for you to worry about. So we've got WebGoat downloaded, we've got it put on our desktop, we've got it renamed. Now we're simply going to open up the terminal and we're going to run a Java function on it. Okay, so we know that it's on the desktop, so cd desktop, cd desktop. Okay, sorry, I can't spell, guys. Okay, now we're gonna do java.jar webgoat.jar. So you're basically making use of that Java file, right? Lowercase w, lowercase g, and you simply just hit enter. And it will do something very soon. So while it's working its way through that, let's open up Firefox to start working here. So all windows. And over here, we're going to do localhost, and you can change what port this is running on. And you will need to change what port this is running on, because when you use like Pero's proxy, that also runs on port 8080. So does this. So you're going to have to make a decision. Which one do you want running on 8080? So you can change that configuration on any one of these. So WebGoat. Now, even though we named it WebGoat lowercase, over here you're going to do WebGoat capital W capital G, because it's reading the file, the jar file, right? And then start MVC. Okay, so before I hit enter, let's see, make sure that this is in fact doing its thing in the background. And yes, it is. Look, so it's kicked off. Now, the one thing about WebGoat you want to remember is that when you're using WebGoat, this terminal window in the background has to stay open. If you shut down the terminal window, it will shut down the application. The other thing that I want you to remember is, remember in Damn Vulnerable Web Application, we had to manually go in and turn on the Apache server for it to work. In the case of this, look, it's already doing it as a part of the startup process. So let's go back to your window here. And let's put in this command, localhost 8080, that's the port, webgoat start.mvc. And we failed. We failed miserably. So why did it fail here? Okay, so I'm going to give you a couple of seconds to think about this. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I gave you a few seconds to think about this. And the reason why it failed is because there's a lot going on in the background right now. And it's still booting up. So be patient with this one. So when it is done, you will see a message that says it is done. And then you can go ahead and figure that out or reload it. Now, the cool thing is, and we'll talk more about this when it is fully downloaded, you've got challenges. So remember in Damn Vulnerable Web Application, you had levels, right? These difficulty level, low, medium, high, impossible. Over here, they have challenges, 1 through whatever the number goes to. And as you progress through these different challenges, the more complex and difficult it gets. So again, the goal here is to give you a little bit and let you work your way up. So I'm hoping you're going to enjoy this one as well. So I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to let it continue loading up. And then when it does, we'll open up Firefox again. We'll run that function again, and it should be up and running. So let's hang tight. Okay, guys. So it is fully loaded up now. So we're going to go ahead and try to make sure that it's working. Again, localhost 8080, that's the port on which this is running. Keep your fingers crossed. And there you have it. So it did load up. So there is no default username and password for this. So you actually have to register as a new user here. You can put whatever you want to put in here, right? You got to keep in mind that whatever data you put in here is going to be stored on your local device. It doesn't go anywhere outside. So let's do username Superman. And now password. ABC123, ABC123. You gotta agree with the terms and conditions. That basically says this is for educational purposes only. Everybody wants to get that out there because nobody wants the liability in the event that somebody goes and does something wrong. And there we go. So Superman is officially logged in. So same deal, right? We have all the things here on the left side that show the type of vulnerabilities that you're going to be able to exploit. Injection flaws, we talked about that. Authentication flaws, that's basically if there is a gap in the way it's being authenticated, you can exploit it, right? And the fact that SSL may not be deployed, that might be another thing. Cross-site scripting, we talked about that. Access control flaws, insecure communication. Actually, this is where I think your um, God, that tool is skipping my mind now. That tool I talked about earlier, guys. What was it? Oh, Wireshark. That's what it is. Forgeries, we talked about that. So there's a lot of stuff going on here, right? You're gonna have the opportunity to kind of work your way through it. So again, when you saw it going through and loading up all these exercises, level 1 through level 9, they're all gonna be here. So work your way through this. Get familiar with what kind of vulnerabilities there are. Get familiar with the right type of tools that you should be using, and get at it, guys. So that's about it for this one. So we will see you in the next lesson, which is the external websites. See you guys.